Hiya! So because the comments were so positive on my last tutorial, I thought I would give it another go and do one on my latest video, which was Ain't Met Us Yet by Matt Cooper. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a wee go and see if I can help you out in any way. Okay, so for this song you want to make sure your guitar is in standard tuning, so that would be every Alsatian dog grows big ears. And you actually don't need a capo for this song. If you do want to make it a wee bit higher, obviously you can put a capo on, but in my cover I just went with how Matt actually sang it in his released version. So there is 4 chords in this song in total. So you've got a G, a D, an E minor, and a C. So I'll go ahead and show you how to play those chords just now. Hi, so we're nice and up close and personal. I'm just going to show you the chords just in case you don't know them. So your first chord was a G. So to play that, we take our first finger and we put it on the 2nd fret of our 5th string. So just here, our 2nd finger goes on the 3rd fret of our 6th string. Our 3rd finger goes on the 3rd fret of our 2nd string. And our pinky finger goes on the 3rd fret of our 1st string. And you play all 6 strings. Okay, and then we've got our D. So your first finger goes on the 2nd fret of our 3rd string. 2nd finger goes on the 2nd fret again, but of our 1st string. And then our 3rd finger goes on the 3rd fret of our 2nd string. And you play only your 4th, you only play 4 strings. So your top 4 strings, okay? And then we've got our E minor. So that's our E minor. So your first finger goes on the 2nd fret of our 5th string, and your 2nd finger goes on the 2nd fret again, but of your 4th string. And I play all the strings except your bottom string. So you don't play the bottom E, okay? And then we've got our C, which sounds like this. So your first finger goes on the 1st fret of your 2nd string. Your 2nd finger goes on the 2nd fret of your 3rd string. And your 3rd finger goes on the 3rd fret of your 4th string. And I play 5 strings. I think you're only really meant to play the top 4 strings, but I do play the 5. I only miss out the top E. So, the bottom E, sorry. So I end up playing these 5 strings. Okay, and that is your chords. Fab. So now that we've got the chords down, we can go ahead and learn the strumming patterns. So in this cover I did 2 strumming patterns. I used 1 strumming pattern for the whole song, and then the second one I just used for 1 pre-chorus at the end of the song. So I'll show you the first one that I used and we'll learn how to do that together. Okay, so the strumming pattern goes... books under romance, hoping to find you someday. So if you want to like break it down, it goes down, down, up, down, up. And the only sort of important thing about the strumming pattern is that you accent the first downstroke. So it just means you play it a wee bit louder, a wee bit harsher. So it would be down, down, up, down, up. Okay? So it's I've read all of the books under romance, hoping to find you someday. So see how the first downstroke on the chord, when you change chords, so when you go from like G to D, the first downstroke on D would just be that wee bit harsher, and it just gives you the rhythm that goes through the song when you listen to the original. So yeah. you would just play that the whole way through. And then when you get to the end of the pre-chorus, so the pre-chorus goes, it's worse or for better once upon a time, 'cause that's what loving you is like. You do one strum on your C and then you leave it, you let it ring out, and then you don't start your strumming pattern again until the Jack of the chorus. So it's like when Jack told Rose she's the one, like when Cinderella fell for that prince at the ball, like when Johnny asked baby for one more dance, but they ain't met us, they ain't met us yet. Okay, so you literally do that the whole way through. You've got another verse and it's just the same strumming pattern. Those eyes remind me of all of the long nights, praying to God that you'd call. So it's the same thing. You've already done it. You can do it. You just do that the whole way through. You've got another pre-chorus. It's worse or for better once upon a time, 'cause that's what loving you is like. And then no chord. And then again, you start your strumming pattern again on the chorus for Jack. The only bit that's different is when you get to the next pre-chorus, which is also your last pre-chorus, and it's the different strumming pattern that I was talking about. So instead of this strumming pattern, you end up just strumming once. So it's worse or for better once upon a time, 'cause that's what loving you is like. And then again, you go back to the first strumming pattern, but we just play it a wee bit softer because this last verse for the first few lines is a wee bit slower and lower. He sings just slightly slower. So it's like when Jack told Rose that she's the one, like when Cinderella fell for that prince at the ball, like when Johnny asked baby for one more dance. And then you start to get harder on Noah, but I like to think of it as each time you do your accent is you get harder. So you don't get harder each strum. Does that make sense? So you would go, like when Jack told Rose that she's the one. Stay nice and soft. Cinderella fell for that prince at the ball, like when Johnny asked baby for one more. We're going to start to get harder. And Noah asked Ali to take his hand, like when Lisa fell. So you want to be up to pace. You want to be back to your strumming pattern at Beast. So, like when Lisa fell the very first time, girl, we're next on the list with your hand next to mine. They say nothing lasts forever, so forget what you read. But they ain't met us, they ain't met us yet. And then it's just that the whole way through the song. And you've learned it. So yeah, it's nice and simple one, especially if you're just starting. There's only 4 chords. It really is just one strumming pattern, even though you do have the second strumming pattern. It's a single strum. So I don't know, you can really call it a strumming pattern. So it's a nice simple one to start with, or you know, if you can't play guitar, it's probably a good one to just jam out at a campfire. I've got very Disney vibes from it, so I am loving it. So yeah, please leave a comment if you enjoyed this. If you want more, I quite enjoy making them. So I'm happy to make more even on videos I've already done. Just let me know how you're finding them. And yeah, go and watch my original cover. I'll link it down below if you want to hear the song the whole way through. It might even be useful to practice with me, so you could just play along with me in the cover once you've got the chords and the strumming down before you're like ready to go. Yeah, it might be a good idea. So I hope you enjoy it, and leave a like and a comment, and I'll get another one done. Thank you.